Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of events have happened. We had Deku, and we also had Hank Pym and Ultron. Now, Deku, he found Hank Pym in an old abandoned Stark factory outside of America. And that is a bit of an issue. Izuku saw the type of tech Tony had here. It is older, but it was part of a project he had to protect the world. And it was the idea to mass produce robots like Iron Man. But Tony, he quickly stopped the project early in development. At least that's what Deku doesn't understand. Though, there's something else he has to do. He has a lack of information. He doesn't know whenever Tony stopped the project. If he had one warehouse like this, he could potentially have dozens. And that's on the lower side. Because the possibility is he has hundreds at a minimum, or at a maximum, tens of thousands of them all over the planet. I mean, it's not really that easy to find Ultron. Ultron's been keeping low. And Deku, he's concerned. He has the mind of Hank Pym and no moral restriction on what it's like to be human. He has access to the internet and, well, I mean, Izuku's been at a point in his life where he's only seen the worst in humanity. But Ultron, he can look at every bad thing their species has ever done. To themselves, to the mutants, to each other. He can see the worst acts of man. And that, it does give Deku a bit of perspective on Ultron. He has one single objective. Peace. However, getting to that objective is simple to him. Even if it means killing every man, woman, and child with his bare hands. Now, with that being said, Deku, he needs a plan. He can't find James Rhodes, and he can't find the Avengers. Avengers Tower is, at this point, left standing as a monument. Left standing as what the world has lost. And it's something that Deku needs to break into. No one's home. That's what he understands. He can't find Rhodey, and he needs information fast. So he needs to gain access to Stark servers, or Avengers servers, and get information. Though, he'll trigger several alarms, probably some fail-safes, probably even a building self-destruct sequence if he doesn't find any biosignatures inside. He doesn't know. He'll encounter some weird shit. It was Tony Stark after all. But he's not sure. He needs to build a suit of armor to get that data. And he went back home to New Attilan, where he began to build. And Friday, she was giving Deku a few robotic hands to help. Now, Izuku is unknowingly falling into Ultron's trap. And with that being said, let's start with Izuku. Right now, him walking to his lab. It is the middle of the day. He's still got a few things in his mind. His mission to go after the data. Okay, so there's not really a time limit. Though he needs to be careful. Ultron could be watching Hank Pym, going after him. That's a possibility. Though, impossibilities. Deku opening the door, going to walk inside and look around the room. And there actually is where Friday shows it to activate. Her slipping into Deku's watch as she said to express. Current work on the Model 7.2 has been underway, and the Mark 7 Model 2 currently needs a few bits of adjustment. However, she has taken the parameters he has thought about and implemented them into the armor. Armor is at 97% completion. However, it still does require components for stealth mechanics. And Deku, he does a turn. Him kind of surprised. And I'm going to ask Friday, pop up the blueprints. Her going to do so. And Deku, he does a turn, grabbing a set of glasses and bringing them up over his head. Him turning as I tell the tech what to show him. And Deku, he sees quite a bit. The tech shows him everything. And that, it does look insane. No, but some of this stuff is... He didn't... Did she... That's not right. Now, Deku, he does put the information to the side. Going to step forwards and ask Friday to implement the holographic feature. And Friday does going to do so. The armor going to make a sound, as it does going to have the gauntlet on the left arm change into the area behind it. They go backing up, and the armor looks... Wow. Deku watching it. It does go to return back to normal. After a second, whenever it does get a glitch, and Friday would inform him. Current operation is not yet complete. Stealth components still required for additional stealth component. Right. Friday, did you change my suit design? Hargan remained silent before going to express. Certain upgrades were implemented as part to her additional thinking capabilities. Thinking capabilities? Yes, since being connected to Atellan servers, my updates have been becoming more frequent. I am, as you humans would say, becoming more aware of multiple things. Jarvis, Tony's AI, he had these learning capabilities as well. That's incredible. So wait, I'm confused then. Deku's stepping forwards and asking Friday if that means that she's aware. Like aware. No, Izuku. I am still, for all intents and purposes, a artificial life form. Mimicking one at the very least. Incredible. Friday, thank you. No need for thanks, Izuku. I am simply fulfilling my requirements. As your AI, it is my job to protect you and to ensure your safety. Now, Deku, he does stare on. I'm a bit concerned because this has been happening a lot more. I mean, the updates, he's upgraded his tech, but, well, he has tampered with her code before. Maybe he should take a look at it again. But, no. The baseline programming is a learning computer. Of course it's going to get more advanced. He doesn't have time for this. I'm going to turn and put the finishing touches on his armor. And Izuku, he's quite happy with how a few things do turn out. And currently, in the middle of testing some of them, there actually is Medusa, who does come to walk right into the room and look around confused. She heard from Crystal that Deku, he was at his lab. So, where is he? That went through her mind. And Medusa's confused. Because if he's not here, he must have gone to Earth already. And that might be a bit of a problem. Currently, her looking around the room before going to hear a sound. And there actually is Deku, who currently is standing right behind Medusa and right now bringing his hand up. Him more surprised that he's actually fooling her senses. Now, Medusa's at directly turn, staring at Deku for a second, as Deku, he thinks she caught him. Medusa does a turn, looking around for this guy to turn. asking Deku's system, Friday, where exactly is her brother-in-law? Izuku is currently testing out stealth capabilities inside this very room. So you will answer my questions. Yes. However, he is currently here. And pray tell, computer, where might he be at this current moment? Now, Friday would inform her. He is exactly 5 steps behind her and 7 feet to the left. Now, what is that turn? Right now, her gonna throw out her hair as Deku he's a blasting backwards and up into the air. Right now, him gonna have his stealth capabilities turn off as he's a smash backwards into the wall. Him gonna sit there before he can actually lean out and fly forwards. Him gonna set himself down as his helmet is gonna come off. It's gonna have the top part of it, his faceplate, shoot off as the bottom does then actually slide down as well. Deku asking her if there's anything wrong. Why are you currently using a stealth armor? Testing it out for a few applications. And that would be? It's hard to explain. Listen, I'm dealing with some problems on Earth. A mad scientist had his robot doppelganger. I guess that's the best way to explain it. A crazy scientist had his mind copied and put into a robot. It now wants to murder everybody. I'm trying to stop it. I see. Well, that does sound like quite the issue. Yeah, it is. Listen, I'm trying to help because this is involved with Dr. Banner. The reason for his outrage. The Hulk. Yes, Medusa. You know him as the Hulk. Me and him did battle. And you came out on top? I wouldn't say that necessarily. I did take him down, but I did end up pretty banged up too. I'm aware of that. I'm here to talk to you about exactly what's going on. Is something wrong? I heard from some people that my sister's been quite happy as of late. Oh. I assume you two have fulfilled your duty? Oh, no. Well, I mean, that's quite the. You're gonna need to give me more warning next time if you're gonna just flat out ask me if me and her. I'll take that as a no. Her gonna step forwards and bring her hand up, pressing the Deku's armor, expressing that her little sister is quite a sensitive girl. And if he does anything that will harm her, she will make sure the Genetic Council they remember why they chose him and see the error of their ways. The fact that you think I'd make her unhappy, Medusa, that's worse. I see. Then we are in agreement. Yes, we are. But I assume you're here to talk to me then for more than just your sister's happiness. You're not that way, Medusa. Don't take that the wrong way. I would not. You're quite correct. However, you may not think I care, but I do. She told me that you requested satellites to be launched around your planet, Earth. I can approve them. But we need more information to go on as to why they exist. It's easier said to tell you I'm trying to track down the robot using systems like this. They're going to try and monitor and scan the planet with as many frequencies as they can and try and pick up on ultrons. See if they can find just something going wrong. The math and science are complicated, but I've got a way to find him. I know I do. All right. I will approve this project, as long as you can also create an early warning system. An early warning system. Yes. something for deep space, something that should be a weapon. A weapon. Yes, Izuku. Something that will alert us to deep space attacks and anything approaching this planet. We still do have quite the investment here. Our people pop up. And if many more are going to be born down below, we have our own interest here. You wish to protect your planet Earth, and I wish to see our species prosper. And one day actually reach the levels of, well, the human race. We can agree on that. We both have our own interest to protect your planet. I'm asking you to build something to protect people. And do not hold back on it. I've seen what your weapons can do. They're not weapons, they're tools. Tell yourself that, Izuku. However, the Council has agreed to give you permission. You'll also have access to multiple things. Along with that, you'll have access to a specialized metal you have. Metal? Yes, Izuku. It is quite an interesting piece of tech. With your capabilities, I'm sure you can do much with it. I'm looking forwards to this. Fine. I'll do it. But only because it's going to protect people. It's going to be one hell of a Hail Mary. I'll pretend like I know what that reference is. Best if you did. Anyways, I have to go. Now, Izuku, here's a turn. Right now, him going to fly out in the armor. And currently, Medusa, she does get a better idea of Izuku. He does care. It did not take him much convincing. But the moment she called it a weapon, it struck a nerve. Maybe he could be a good partner for her sister. Though, she is going to not get her hopes up. Now, with that being said, Deku, he does currently go to leave and head to Avengers Tower, the place he needs to be, the place to find Ultron. And Deku, he does have a lot going through his mind. Currently, him going to land outside the door and look around. Him looking at the wall and then going to turn, seeing the lock on the door as he is a hack into the door. It going to unlock as Deku hears it quickly move. The camera going to glitch as it does actually see the door open 1 second and then gone the second afterwards. It's going to roll back the tape as Deku he does get to cut that footage. It being placed back together and extended. Since all that camera really does record is an empty hallway 24/7. Currently, Deku, he is using a piece of technology that they use on New Attilan. He is manipulating the gravity around him and making sure that his suit, it is floating up but not floating high enough to produce a sound. And that, it means quite a bit. Right now, Deku, having an air jet on the back of the suit, going to blast out small bits of air. The pressure would actually send Deku flying forwards as Deku, he is going to float through the hallway. Right now, him going to bring his hand up as the repulsor, it does actually have tiny jets around it, fire out pressurized air, and Deku, he's going to stop in the air and actually return. Him floating right by. And it does mean quite a bit. Right now, Izuku going directly into a room as he does a turn. Right now, him going to look down at the encryption and stare at it. As Deku, here's to bring his hand up. Him having his eyes glow under the helmet as the machine or door does go to listen to him. Deku going to watch it unlock and slide open. Him going to move inside. And Deku, he does going to look around. and it's incredible. Now, Deku, he does stand there. It's the only room without a camera. He didn't think that it was. This isn't a server room. It's Tony Stark's armory. Now, Deku, he does just stand there. Him looking around and then going to walk over to a suit of armor. It currently somewhat taken apart. And Deku, he just looks on. Much of this tech, all of it, it's incredible. It's beautiful. Him turning his head and looking at much more. I mean, this stuff has got to be. No way. I mean, this one suit right here. Deku's to be in front of it and staring on. It's gotta be. No, no, no. This has gotta be a Model 6. Or technically a Model 5? I mean, it would be his Mark 5, but he's gotta look into this data. If this was Tony's most advanced suit, then that means Deku's not gonna smile. Before he decides to turn his head, and his smile is gonna fade. I'm going to stare at a suit of armor that just lays on the table. It's missing a faceplate. And it's. Oh. Now, Deku, he does it a walk over. Him looking down at the suit. Because he knows what suit this is. This is the suit Tony died in. And that, it does make Deku smile fade. Him going to actually turn and look around the room. Before Deku, he's going to walk over and bring his hand down. Him bending down and reaching for his repulsor. Him going to actually press lightly on the button and then going to actually bring up another finger. Him going to turn it as there actually is where something under the repulsor does going to make a sound. It going to slightly open up as this reveal wires. And Deku, he does going to bring his hand up. Him putting it directly onto the ports as those little things do begin to work their magic. Them extending out and into the machines. And Izuku, he currently does have his eyes glow. Right now him directly linking into Jarvis' systems. And Jarvis, he is none the wiser. And Deku, he does begin to actually try and export data directly into Friday and his suit of armor. And Deku's gonna lock into his mind. He's basically transferring tons and tons of data over to Friday. Okay, let's see. Friday, timer. Download should take less than 3 minutes. Good. Anything else? I will keep an eye on Jarvis. Make sure that he is not alerted to our presence in system. Her sounding a bit different. Expressing to Izuku. Her operating systems have been fine. However, there is currently something happening in subroutines. Friday. Currently trying to provide data. Information is still updating and coming in. However, I do feel pushed to extremes, trying to bypass Jarvis' safeguards and upload information to a additional server, along with subroutines running in background, such as maintaining soup operating system and being aware of user interface data, life support, and currently stealth operations. Okay, listen, I should be okay. How much more time? 68 seconds. Nice. Okay, so we're almost done. Correct. 32, 2, 2. Now, Deku doesn't sit there, and Friday doesn't stop. Deku's seeing information continue to flow in, and he does sit there, kind of concerned. And currently Deku, he doesn't get back up. Him would actually have the tendrils retract back under the repulsor as Deku, he doesn't hover up into the air. Him gonna fly and leave the building. Him practically a ghost. Now, whenever Deku does unconnect from the Stark servers, he does try to ask Friday exactly if she's still operational. And Friday does come back online. Hello, Izuku. Are you alright? My operating systems are currently all in the green, and operating at 97% capacity. That's not good. Is it not? No, I'd rather you be 100%. Listen, I'll look into your data a bit. See if you're okay. You've never glitched before. Have I not? Yeah. Was that a question? Yes, it was a question pertaining to the exact subject. Her voice gonna change, and Deku, he's a lot more confused. Right now his armor going from flying up towards the Talon to changing the trajectory. Right now it pointing out into deep space. And Deku, he does try to turn his armor's attention back to a Talon. But Deku, he currently does have his armor blast out the weapon systems, as Ultron fires everything he can in the suit that's electronic to try and drain the battery, telling Deku that he enjoyed meeting him. He enjoyed sharing a suit of armor with him, and he quite liked the fact that Izuku, he does seem a little bit more different. Though, when it does come to building tools and weapons, he is pretty good at that. Do not worry. He'll take the designs off of his hands, put them to better use, maybe make something good. He'll be fine and alright. The suit activating stealth capabilities. And Deku, he currently is gonna fly past a Talon. Right now his armor being locked up as Ultron does gonna leave the suit. And Deku, he has everything go black. Right now him staring out into space as his suit has only 15% of battery life remaining. And nothing is on. Deku's only got life support. That's all he's got. Ultron wanted to leave him here in the vacuum of space to die. Let him live for hours and hours and hours, possibly days. Starve, go crazy, try to give him a chance? But why? Why is he here? Now, Deku, he's concerned and a bit, well, scared. He's drifting into deep space, and he needs to figure out how to save himself. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.